Hey Scorpio, how are you? This is Mary Ellen coming to you from Moonrise Cottage. As most of you know, I'm traveling this week, so I've got a little makeshift setup here. My guys have been chattering. You are the last of the water signs that I have been shuffling for, my guys are saying. So let's jump right into it. I'm working with I'm in a conference room in a hotel. They lovingly let me use it because the internet connection was better here. So bear with me. I think we're going to be okay. So Scorpio, as we know, you've been going through a lot of shift and change. It's been going on for a while, and I see that continuing in the cards that are here today. I hope you can see that. So Scorpio, we have here King of Skill. All right, that's the King of Wands. Somebody who's intent on creating what it is they want in their life. So we see this fabulous king who's put his vestiges, my guides are saying, in his robes aside. He's literally making shoes for a new journey. This is the theme of the reading. If you're new, welcome, and welcome back to all my subscribers. The shield is hung on the wall. No more battles for this guy. So your male energy, whether you're a man or a woman, okay, all the things that readers say apply here. Could be vice versa. We're talking about energy more than anything else as it applies to you in your life in this moment where we just came through a very powerful Aries full moon. It has apparently affected the water signs very deeply. So it has attached to it Chiron, which is in Aries, which is all about healing, and it's attached to Jupiter and Sag. So there's a lot going on, and Aries is all about moving through obstacles, busting through blockages, all that kind of stuff. So in your life in this moment, you're preparing for something new. You are literally making the shoes for your next journey, and you don't have any desire or any need to have any arguments or any fights. This is the card that indicates your energy because of all that I just said about the King of Wands. There's the feminine part of your energy. This is the sacred grandmother, the Queen of Pentacles. Sacred feminine abundance. And what she does is she sits in her starry loom, suspended in the universe, and she weaves together the threads of destiny for her sacred lineage. So you are clearly building something new in your life. You're wanting to move on. You're wanting to, more than move on, you're wanting to create something. And so your oracle card's very interesting. This is drop into your heart from the journey of love. So while you're doing this, I think you're already doing it, but this next week, this next 6 months, because full moons carry us 6 months forward, drop straight into your heart. Be very present with yourself in this process. Allow it. It's what you want. Give yourself permission to work with your own heart energy. And look at this. Ooh, it's giving me a chill. I think this is the second or third time this has shown up for you. Gosh, there's a lot of glare because I'm sitting in a room that's all windows. So there's glare on my screen. I can't tell if it's translating into the video. I hope not. And if so, forgive. So Jaguar, dealing with the shadow side of your nature. Look at this. You are really in your power. So stay in the purity of your power. Work with the shadow side of your nature. Drop into your heart. That stuff in your heart that you're not so easily acquainted with or perhaps easily acknowledging of, it's time to be tender with yourself. Because while you're making shoes to go on this new journey and working really hard to weave your own destiny, in order to really have the best outcome, it must be developed from within your heart. Everybody knows that, I think, but just a beautiful, sweet reminder from my spirit guides. So your partner, look at that, the seer. Look, check this out. There's something intense going on. Look at that, the seer. That's about clairvoyance, right? Becoming shamanistic, intuitive vision, literally having visions. And then next to that is the burning hero. So whatever's going on with your partner, they are in a massive cycle, if you will, affected by this Aries full moon. Look at that, the burning hero. So maybe you're with a fire sign, but certainly there's a lot of fire going on for them. And in a way, they're just kind of looking into you. I think you might be with somebody who's having a lot of intuition, um, or they're finally coming to clarity about the situation, because there's been indications for many of you, clearly not all of you, but for many of you, you've been working on coming home to yourself so that you can separate yourself from a relationship or a job or something that has a hold of your energy that you don't want anymore, or that you don't want it the way it is. You want shift and change. So your partner seems to have finally come into their own awareness. They're able to see something, and it's not just surface stuff, it's the depth of what's going on with you. Maybe for the first time, they see the quote shadow side of Scorpio, the real deep, mysterious place that your heart resides. That which causes you to want to make new shoes and go on a new journey and weave together your own destiny for a change, maybe. And so this person may feel that it's bringing shift and change to them when they have some kind of realization. I think it's going to burn away that which is not serving them, right? And they're using the power of the element of fire in order to come into their sacred vision and perhaps change within them those things that are happening as a result of their connection to you, right? We always affect each other. So I pre-shuffled the cards because I wasn't sure about internet availability. But look, there you go. That's the Three of Cups. That is about overcoming obstacles sometimes, right? People talk about third-party situation. So this is a couple who had to overcome an obstacle. We see it in that bag, tied on a hook, tied in a bow, put on a hook, and then they're able to literally join their energy together. So there is celebration going on because of these activities that you're engaged in. Very interesting. And then look, that is the sacred alchemist, the goddess Coventina. This is the Temperance card. Something is shifting and changing for you, either within the present relationship that you have or inside yourself. Okay? It may be easy enough to sort of look at this and say, well, clearly when we see this couple and this celebration, Three of Cups, there is something that's going on. Yeah, look. There you go. 10 of Wands. That's what that's all about. It is a rebirth. You're putting down some burden. There's something that you're walking away from. And again, might be a relationship, might be a job, might be factors of yourself, okay? But there's a great shift and change coming to you. Hang on, let's shift a little bit. Ooh, what is that? I guess, yeah, okay, that's why they wanted this. There you go, Woman of Battle. That's the bridge card, right? You're coming into your power. This woman stands in her life fully possessed of her power. That's what the spear represents. See how she's got her hands open? One hand on the spear, one hand open, and the winds of change are literally blowing through her life. She's known in this deck as a great warrior, and she's often the first one into the gap. So very interesting that that's the bridge card and the sacred grandmother weaving together your destinies, looking into your Scorpio essence. That's what my guys are talking about. So the next card that's coming, that is about reweaving yourself, literally. So in this deck, the dialogue of skill, Two of Wands. It's that moment where you stand, you and spirit, and you're looking over the port, you're holding the world in your hand, and you're making the first steps, the first decisions about moving forward, and you are literally choosing your pathway. So when we see that in this deck, hang on one second, aligned with this, I think you're overcoming obstacles. You're coming together with yourself. That's what I think you're doing, Scorpio. You're working with spirit to reintegrate yourself with yourself. That's what this card is about in this deck. So I like that idea that you're having this experience of growth and change, self-initiated, that has come up out of the deep in your life. Because, look, there's the Lover's card. Very interesting. So this is about, the name of this card is the Lover of Devotion. It's about someone who has to choose their pathway. Yes, it's about angelic support in a love bond. Twin flame, soulmate, quantum partnership, your destiny. In this moment, it's about your destiny and devoting yourself to that which you love. Okay? Because Scorpio, we all know you can't devote yourself to something unless you're 100% there. It's just the way you're wired. Okay? Look. Thank you, Spirit. So that is the Five of Pentacles. Somehow, when it comes to this in your life, you're feeling out in the cold. All right, we see this woman who's running a race. All of these cards are story cards, all right? So there's destiny. She's touching the stone of destiny. She had to run a race against a racehorse while she was not only pregnant, but in labor. And she was feeling out in the cold. She was feeling betrayed by her husband. There's a long story. I won't go into it, but basically, she was a magical goddess. She ran this forsaken, my guides are saying. She was feeling forsaken, but yes, it's true. Some of you may be feeling forsaken, and it may be why this shift and change, and why you are choosing yourself. That's what's being woven together, Scorpio, many of you, okay? So she ran the race, she won because she was a mystical goddess, and when she touched the stone of destiny, she gave birth and she banished her husband from her life forever. So there's something going on. And it sits here with the Ten of Wands and the King of Wands. So there might be some of you that are getting a divorce or that are, moving off into a new part of your destiny. Just drop into your heart. Work with the shadow side, the things that might frighten you. That's what she had to do. And she found victory. Right? She prevailed over her, look. All right, I'm just going to take this. Look at that. She prevailed over her circumstances because she faced them and she did the unpleasant task she had to do, this woman. And there's the outcome. Look, that's Four of Wands. So, the fours in the deck are about restive introspection. So look at that, Scorpio, sitting in front of the water element. Your vessel is full. You're looking at your flowers in your hair. You're dressed in your passion. Blue shoes. Your walk has been transformed. So we see this king making the shoes, and there's the blue shoes. It's fascinating to me. So some of you have been going through a lot, and you're just sitting in your life, dreaming about your destiny, trying to be as strong as you can to reintegrate yourself so you can regain that which you want to devote yourself to and get rid of that which doesn't work. In order to do that, you have to drop into your heart, be with yourself under the tent of love, right? Four of Wands, the marriage tent. So whether it's a job or a relationship or something else in your life, give yourself some time to step into the sacred tent and daydream there. And review whatever you need to review and be with your heart. Be your own Four of Wands in a sense. That's what this message is all about. So you can reintegrate yourself, recapture your power, and reconnect to yourself in order to have this moment of temperance so you can put the burdens down and actually have the new walk that you want. I love that message for you, Scorpio. Thank you, Spirit. That's beautiful. So let's take a look at your partner. So yes, some of you still in the process of breaking up. And if you're getting a divorce or you're entering a long-term relationship, it takes time. It often doesn't happen overnight. You may separate overnight because of a thing, my guides are saying, but the emotional process takes a long time. So your partner is feeling loss. You're trying to figure out, how did things come to this? Maybe they're going through a similar process in their own life. What is it that I want? Do I want this kind of love? Is this the right partner for me? Do I just walk away now? I know there's two cups behind me, but right now I just got to focus on what I'm losing. So, interesting. If you haven't told, some of you maybe haven't told your partner you're intending to walk away yet, but they know. especially if it's a woman, because women have such fabulous intuition. And look, Two of Swords. So, it's interesting. They're going through a very similar process. So, clearly, this message is for those of you who are leaving a job, leaving a career, changing your life, making a decision about that which needs to fall away, I think. That which needs to either transform or walk away. Your partner is intent, and it is burning, on the inside, the burning hero. It's about using the fire element for cleansing, in a sense. And they have some deep, intuitive knowing. I don't know if this is going to work. Hang on a second. About themselves. Okay? Let's see if we can hold that up right over there. Let's see if that'll work a little bit. So, be gentle with each other to the best of your ability if the circumstances allow it, okay? Because you're both going through a really deep process. Come on, cards. There we go. There they are in this deep internal process. And you know what? They're seeing something positive about it. They're in the process of creating their own life. They are feeling, when they come through enough of their healing process and they make their decision, I think that's part of what they're seeing is that they're going to be okay because they're very fertile. And look, there's the Wheel of Fortune. So, this may be a mutual thing. A lot of shift and change going on, wanting to build something new. Messages coming through about the new life that they're planning to have, perhaps, when they move on with you, from you. Look. Some of you are with someone that really feels like either the relationship is toxic for them or they are feeling chained to the relationship and they really want to be released. Some of you are connected, obviously, with partners who are sinking into addiction and they might be seeing themselves and working to burn that off, so to speak. But it's interesting that we see the Five of Cups followed by the Empress, followed by the Devil card. So the Empress is not going to chain herself to anything toxic. It's definitely not going to. So we have the decision-making process that then a decision gets made, it brings forward the chain. The chain reaction, my guys just said. Okay, so the change, and they start something new, very new, and they want it to be grounded, and they want it to be full. They want it to have the capacity to build in a healthy way. And so I think this is a message coming to you about I'm breaking the chains of the relationship. So if you're breaking the chains of some toxic issue within the relationship, good for you, because this is the moment, if you stand in your power to see how she looks at this, you can do it. But you do have to go to the shadow side. You've got to be very intuitive, both of you. Drop into your heart. Burn off what's not working and envision what you do want. Okay? So look, there's the last card, the World card. So your partner is clearly intent. Both of you are intent on building something new and breaking the chains of something unhealthy, whether it's the relationship or aspects of your behavior within the relationship. Maybe it's the structure on which the relationship is built that needs to change. So let's see what we've got. Yeah, this is interesting. This literally just came out for Pisces. So, given everything I was just saying, that's Berkana. It's the rune for growth. So, you know what? Let's put it right here. I think we did the same thing for Pisces. Let's put it right there. I'll read to you from the book. And Scorpio, you guys are so awesome. I always love doing your readings. Put some comments below. I'm eager to hear. I know from some of you what's going on, but I always love hearing from you folks. Take a moment right now while I'm turning the page, click the like button for me. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell and all that happy stuff if you're new. Would love to have you join the party. So this is Berkana. It is about growth and rebirth. It's signified by the birch tree. It is one of the cycle runes, and it represents a form of fertility that fosters growth both symbolically and actually. The growth may occur in affairs of the world, family matters, the relationship of the self to the self, or to the divine. This is a rune that leads to blossoming and ripening. Berkana is concerned with the flow of beings into their new forms. Its action is gentle, penetrating, and pervasive. What is called for here is to consider your issues with care and awareness. First, you must disperse resistance. Then, only then, can you accomplish the work. For this to happen, your will must be clear and controlled, and your motives must be correct. Any dark corner should be cleansed. You see that? Wow, Scorpio. Amazing week you've got coming on. So this must be carried out diligently and sometimes with expert help. Don't hesitate to give yourself that blessing. Modesty, patience, fairness, and generosity, are called for. Once your resistance is dispersed and rectification is carried out and seen to hold firm, then through steadfastness and right attitude, the blossoming can occur. And that's it, short and sweet. So best of luck, Scorpio, for you and your partner, or you and your job, or you and your boss, or workmate, whatever this is about, might be family member. There are definitely some challenges, but you are systematically working through them. And what I love about it is you're working through them by facing them head on. See that? You're not shrinking back from this. This is what you want. You want to be connected within yourself. So you are putting yourself through a period of temperance in order to drop the burdens that are holding you back in your life, so you can imagine what it is you actually want and devote yourself to the weaving of that destiny. So good for you. It's not looking particularly easy for some of you. Definitely some kind of challenge coming up. And a lot of it's emotional. You know, this feeling out in the cold might be why you're building the shoes. So continue to focus on that which you'd like to create within yourself, within your life, within your relationship. Always remember, when challenges come, focus on what you want. All right. One of my quantum partners and I are having a lot of discussion about the joy place, right? So if we make a commitment to be in the joy place inside of ourselves, then we can meet each other there. And when a conflict arises, we can come through it. Doesn't make it easy. Conflict is conflict. But if you can be in a place of joy within yourself and come to peace about your own self and your life and celebrate yourself, pretty much you can face whatever comes at you when it comes to changing jobs, changing your life, changing your relationship, changing the foundation of a relationship, on and on and on, okay? So, gang, thanks for being here to pick up your message. I'm just giving you a hug and a kiss. See if I can move that a little bit. And I'll talk to you next week, okay? Thanks, everybody. Enjoy the full moon energy for the rest of this week and know that it's going to help you going forward for 6 months, because it's going to help you move through your obstacles that you might have internally and externally, and it brings a lot of healing energy. Okay, gang? Thanks, everyone. I'll talk to you soon.